Hi guys, this is Chris Jones here at Fuller Ford in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio, coming to you with one of our many EV videos that we will be having posted here on our socials. Today, we are going to be talking about publicly charging your new EV. Right behind me here, I've got a 23 Mach-E extended range. We will be taking this out on the road, pretty much showing you the ins and outs as far as charging is concerned. We are now in our new 2023 Mach-E extended range, and I gotta say, this vehicle is very nice. I like how chic the inside is. I like that it's very simplistic. It's not doing too much other than obviously this nice big display. But hey, I used to not be a fan of big displays. Now I love them. But yeah, so the first thing that you see, or at least I pay attention to for certain, is my charge level when I get in. So seeing that I'm at 150 miles for range, and then seeing that I have 81%, kind of gauges how much driving I can do before it's time to charge. Now, within ever owning one of these vehicles, we always recommend having one of the Ford connected chargers at your home of residence. It'll be pushing out about 240 volts to your vehicle. It's a very safe amount, and you're looking at having a complete charge for your vehicle within about 8 hours or so. So by the time you probably went to sleep, put your vehicle on the charge, it'll be charged probably by the time you're ready to start your day. Now, with these vehicles, touching on that, you definitely want to make sure that you precondition your vehicle on these very cold mornings, days, whatever have you, before leaving or getting in your vehicle or your Mach-E or your Ford Lightning and leaving for the day. So you want to make sure you are preconditioning your battery, which can be done through the Ford Pass app. By downloading the Ford Pass app, you have the ability to unlock your vehicle and remote start for up to 15 minutes, which is very nice. Not only that, but you can also go through your Ford Pass app and see the Blue Oval Charge Network, which I'm going to give you here a glimpse of right this second. So with the nice display that Ford has given us here, you can go to navigation, and if you see this where to menu, there's a portion here that says chargers. So within that, it brings down a list of so many chargers that are nearest you. And if you look here, there's at least 8 that are very close in proximity, less than a mile or a mile. And it also shows me directions to them, or it will give me directions to them. So that is a very cool feature. Obviously, you'll have this feature through the Ford Pass app, through the Blue Oval Network. But if you want to do this in car, you have an option to go straight to your navigation. Make sure your connectivity settings are turned on. That way, it's ready to go for you. But you just go to where to, and then you just select chargers. So it shows the list of chargers and how close they are. Now, another cool thing with this that I'll touch on really fast is where did my energy go? Where did my energy go is a very cool feature that I didn't even know existed until playing around here a bit with it. But yeah, it shows here 71% of my energy has gone to climate use, 0% from driving off the lot here down the street. 0% of my energy has really went to driving. 29% has went to keeping my nice display up there, and it looks like 0% has went to exterior temperature. So this is very, very cool. It shows you how much has went to acceleration, decelerating, speed. I mean, these things are very, 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 very helpful. And things you want to know, you know what I mean, when you are making sure you are keeping track, or, you know, basically monitoring your usage as you go.
All right, so opening up our Ford Pass app, we see we have the vehicle beautifully displayed here at the top, along with the remaining battery percentage and the estimated distance to empty displayed. View chargers pulls up the blue oval charge network and a list of chargers nearest you. As we know through the Ford Pass app, we can lock, unlock, and start our vehicle for up to 15 minutes. But let's talk about this vehicle section here at the very bottom. Clicking on the vehicle tab at the very bottom pulls up a more informative view of our vehicle. In particular, has the 2023 Ford Mustang Mach-E displayed at the top, along with the current mileage of the vehicle also displayed. Again, here as we see reiterated, again, the current battery percentage and the estimated distance to empty is as well displayed. Vehicle status and departure times. So with vehicle status here, with this being a new vehicle, there really aren't going to be any maintenance alerts or service alerts, things like that. If, you know, in fact, there were any alerts or any, you know, maintenance recommendations, things like that, those would be displayed there. Departure times, definitely want to talk to you about departure times, because within these, you know, cold weathers or cold temperatures, whatever have you, you're definitely going to want to make sure you're preconditioning your battery and setting up a time in that portion there in particular to basically let your Ford Pass app and your vehicle know when you'll be leaving out for the day. Again, like I said, you want to make sure you're preconditioning in those cold weathers to make sure you're getting the most out of your battery life and the full charge. Charging, we'll talk more here in a second about charging on the next slide here. Status, obviously, again, like we said, with this being a new vehicle, there aren't going to be any maintenance alerts or service alerts, things like that. Features and settings allows you to go into the Ford Pass app and basically set, you know, your preferences, how, you know, you want your Ford Pass app to be, things like that. Safety and security, a lot of that manages your passwords for your Ford Pass app, things like that. Now here at the bottom, just like we stated already, but this actually just shows you actual range varies with conditions such as external elements, driving behaviors, vehicle maintenance, and, you know, battery age. So all of these things affect performance, battery health, and range. All right. So clicking on charging brings down this drop-down menu. Preferred times basically lets, you know, the Ford Pass app and your vehicle know when and where you would like to charge. Charge logs keeps a history and a track of when you had charged. The blue oval charge network settings and things of that nature is also displayed here, which is you know, now a free subscription for every EV customer. Also, side note here, every new Ford EV customer who does get the blue oval charge network receives a 250 kilowatt hour bundle amount through Electrify America. Really great, you know, perk there.
All right, so we are back in our 2023 Mustang Mach-E extended range. And as you see here, I already have my where to map up. We're just going to get straight into it. We're going to select chargers. First, we'll be talking about standard charging, which is AC charging. Here, as you can see, clicking on chargers pulls up the blue oval charge network and gives me a list of chargers again that are nearest me in close proximity. Just gonna click here on the Cincinnati Museum Center. It looks like they offer AC charging up to 22 kilowatt there, so that's really nice. It shows you also the average here of what is usually expelled from those chargers. Now here is a really cool feature. I mean, it shows you the pricing of a kilowatt, you know, through this, you know, specific charger. And obviously that's something that you want to pay attention to within charging, because rates change. Some places have a plug-in charge fee. Definitely want to look out for those. I've saw anywhere between $30 to $100 just to plug your vehicle in and charge. So let's go ahead and also, as you see here, it shows me that this particular charger is not a Ford network charger or whatever have you. However, it is still able to be used. So let's go ahead and head to the Cincinnati Museum here, and I will meet you there. All right, we're here at the charging station. I had to come to the Findlay Market charging station, which is very close in proximity, instead of the museum. The museum does require that you pay for parking first. Here, as you can see, says download the Flow EV app. We've already got the Ford Pass app, which we will activate this particular charger. So anytime you go to these chargers, you want to make sure you're looking at the specific charger in the app and it does match. Never want to prepay or pre-select a charger until your spot is solidified. So we got it done here. I'm gonna pause the video and go ahead and initiate it through the app. Once it's initiated, it should say plug the charger in to the vehicle. Let's see. I have just selected this particular charger through my Ford Pass app. Now we see, and I press activate as well. Now it says plug the connector into the vehicle. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, this button here releases this when and disconnects the energy. So you always want to make sure that you press this. I press this before and after plugging in my adapter. Pressed it, now plugged in the adapter. That gives the battery here, you know, a fair warning. We're gonna start charging. So as you saw in the vehicle, again, as I told you, each one of these represents 20% of charge, with us being a little bit now under 80% having to drive here. You can see that the 80% mark is now flashing. Really cool way, again, like I said, to keep track of your battery's percentage there. All right, so we are back in the Mach-E here, and as you can see, we are charging. We're at now about 75%. If we charge at this level to get to 100%, it won't be until 9:16 tonight. As you can see, it's only at almost 5 o'clock, so that's a long time considering DC fast charging or DC charging. Usually able to get these vehicles in about 100% in about an hour or an hour and a half or so. So a definite difference there. But as you see, we are, you know, still getting some juice there. You know, with AC charging, again, like I said, this is the safest way, you know, to charge your vehicle at a low energy rate to preserve the health of your battery over time. All right, back to the FordPass app. We now have a breakdown populated here of our current charge percentage, our current charge rate, and what type of charger we are charging with. Alrighty, I have now pressed the stop charging option located in my FordPass app. As you can see, this is no longer lighting up here as it was to get to 80% there. I'm just gonna press that again to make sure the connection is no longer there. Here I've got the charger, adapter where I pulled it out from. I plugged that back in, and we have just successfully charged our vehicle with AC charging or standard charging, whatever have you. Back in the Mach-E. All right, so we are currently now en route to show you what DC fast charging looks like, the functionality of it, all of that sort of stuff, just like we did with standard charging. I've got it already in my GPS here, and following all the traffic laws and driving, like I've got some sense here. So I will show you once we get there all of the steps and all of the fun stuff we get to do within charging publicly and fast charging our vehicle. All right, so we have made it to our DC fast charging location. As you can see, I am at a specific charger. Always want to check and make sure you know exactly which charger you're at. Obviously that one says A, this one says B. So when I'm going in the FordPass app to initiate the charge, I know exactly what to look for. And after that, the hard part is just plugging it in. Obviously, this EVgo has different directions, things like that, but you always want to make sure that you activate or start the process within the FordPass app. So I'll do that, and then it should tell us to go ahead and plug that plug into our Mach-E here. So I've selected this exact charger at this charging station here. It says it's now ready to connect to my vehicle. I have gone ahead and plugged it in here, but I want to show you and make sure I let you know exactly how I plugged it in. You have to flip down this lever here. Obviously, like I told you, you want to make sure you press that button every single time you plug or unplug your charger. Communicate with the battery, make sure there isn't any energy still flowing when you're unplugging that charge there. Again, as we see, it is charging almost at 80% there, and we've got it plugged in. So you always want to make sure you're seeing just these few things when you are charging publicly, especially when you're fast charging. That's when it can become somewhat dangerous, or really dangerous rather, for the battery. So you always want to make sure you're following those steps. Obviously, as you see, this EV charger is a lot bigger. It's a lot heavier. Might take two hands to get that connected. Let's see what the cabin is saying here as far as charging is concerned, and we'll take a look at exactly how this is reflected in the app as well.
All right, back to our FordPass app here. We have another breakdown. Shows us that we're fast charging. Here the estimated time is a lot sooner than we saw in AC charging. Our current charge level, as we see, 48 kilowatts is a lot more than the 5 kilowatts we were getting with the AC charging. And again, the type of charging is DC fast charging. I see a lot with DC fast charging, you don't have that option here where you can just disconnect. And that's probably because you want to make sure, it's fully disconnected through the actual charger itself and not just your app, to make sure there's no damage occurring with the battery there.
All right. Now, I don't know if you can hear it, but DC charging makes the vehicle almost hum, if you will. And it's much louder than AC charging, whereas, you may not hear anything at all. You may hear, a slight or faint, charging sound, but with DC charging, you definitely hear, in the vehicle itself, the charging process a lot more than you do with AC charging or standard charging. So that's something obviously you definitely want to take into account for the health of your battery. Maintaining a very healthy battery would mean you wouldn't want to do something this hard on the battery or charge this way more than you really need to, in a sense. So again, that's why we always recommend having a charger at your home or at your place of residence, so that way charging does not become a hassle. It just becomes a way of life. You can charge overnight. You really basically leave the worry out of charging itself. So great thing to think about. Again, like I said, you definitely want to have a Ford connected charger at home. They're $799. The website again is chargers.ford.com. But yeah, definitely wouldn't want to fast charge or DC charge every day or on the regular basis. All right, so as you saw, we didn't have the option in the Ford Pass app to just basically stop charging. So want to stop charging here, and I basically go into to the app. It's a lot of measurements, if you will, and lets us know exactly the state of charge here. But I want to stop charging. I want to end our session. As you heard there was a click. It's basically starting the cutoff process of energy from this plug here to the vehicle itself. As you see, it's no longer blue with anything highlighted there, which means essentially that the vehicle is ready to be unplugged. There is no more energy going through, but just to be safe and extra precautious there, gonna press that. We're gonna make sure we take this one out, plug it back in, and just like that, we have DC fast charged. Get a nice little summary here with EVgo. Lets us know what the state of charge is, how long we charged, and the total amount of energy dispersed. All right, so all that said, I know fast charging seems kind of different than AC charging. It's because it is. It requires a lot more energy, and obviously it's a lot faster. So it's not, like I said, and I'm going to keep reiterating, it's not something that you want to do on the regular basis. You definitely want to have a charger at home within owning one of these vehicles. All right, that wraps up our charging segment for our new 2023 Mach-E. Again, my name is Chris Jones here at Fuller Ford, Cincinnati, Ohio. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We'll be happy to help you. To all of our new EV customers, congratulations. Our number is 513-352-5800. My personal extension is extension 50. Again, like I said, if you guys have any questions whatsoever regarding your new Mach-E or your new Ford Lightning, which we'll also do a segment on, please do not hesitate, to ask those questions, or, relay that information. We're here to help you guys. All right. Well, thanks so much. That wraps up our video. You all have a great rest of your holiday season and a great rest of your year.